Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic, and that's also my screen name. Today we're going to be going on a copper run, harvesting the rye and paying off our taxes, and then we're going to try to cram as much flax as we can into the fields. Once the fields are handled, we're going to work on building both the pigsty and the donkey stable. We should have enough farming tech for the donkey stable after the harvesting and the planting. And then we're going to see about spending any excess coin for pigs and donkeys. Other than that, we're just going to kind of play the game. So if you learn anything useful today, or if you have a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, let's go ahead and load in. That is not the right button, psych. Alrighty, here we go. We are towards the end of winter. So let's see about getting everything together that we can. How many coins do we have left? We have 513, and our taxes are going to be... let's see if we can buy any more cherry trees before the season change real quick. Because if we can, that's going to go a long way, because they take a full year in a season to grow, and then they only yield fruit in summer. So if we can get them planted in winter, then this whole batch next summer, not this coming summer, but the summer after, will be ready to harvest. And fortunately, with the changes to the economy, the cherries themselves are going to be fairly profitable. So we're going to go that route with it, and just because we don't have to do anything to maintain them like we do the other crops, we can just basically plant them, ignore them, and harvest them once a year. So we're going to passive income off of them until such a time as we have the tavern, and then we will make wine out of them for even more money. I totally just ran by birds that we could have killed for money. Alright, we need red shirt guy with that red hat. Is he still at his stall? He is. Alright, so let's see what he's got for cherry saplings. I don't think we bought them this season. I think it was last season that we bought them. I've been wrong before, though. He's got apple, but I'm not seeing cherry. Yeah, I think we already bought them this season. I thought that we bought them in the prior season, but apparently I was incorrect. That's alright. I've been wrong before, and I'm sure it'll happen again. But we do have some crap that we can sell, at least. That wooden wheel we need to hold on to for that quest. Alright, well, let's head home and go to sleep. I'd love to nail some birds. With our new lovely recurve bow that Sight can actually aim with. So that's fun and exciting. It's good, we're using those for money. Alright, will you let us sleep? Oh, wow. Alright, so it looks like we're going to eat a potage and go do something for the next minute and a half. I love how they hum the theme song. That makes me happy. Alright, so let's steal a potage or two. One's probably enough. But yeah, we're getting much more consistent hits now, so I think it really was a bow issue. I think that's exactly what was going on. So I'm thinking we need pigs and we need pigs, donkeys, and hopefully sheep. Because even if we don't plan on making this a main encampment, we can keep the sheep here until the other camp's ready, and then we can use this as the baby spot for them. So I'm thinking 1, 2, 3 maybe? I don't know if we can fit them all here or not. You know what? We're just going to have free roam animals. We're not going to do a fence right away until we have all the buildings required, because I don't want to try to map that out, because we all know from past experience that I'm gonna screw it up. Alright. Ta-da! Happy spring, everyone. Now, do we have our bronze? No, we don't. We put it in storage. Which is fine. That is absolutely fine. We did make 2 of them, because I'm not sure how far it's going to go. Who put the houses right outside the fields? Me. That way they're as close as possible to the field for working it. They still don't need to stand in the middle of the field. I get what you're getting at there. If they don't want a sickle to the knee, they shouldn't be hanging out in the fields. Hey, look at that. 770 rye grain. Excellent. So that's going to cover all of our fields. We shouldn't have to buy any more. Whoops. I forgot to take that out of my inventory before we slept. Alright, so we're going to keep back 300 of this. And right now, we can't make anything out of it because we still have quite a bit of production to go until then, so we're going to sell 470. It doesn't sell for a terrible lot, it's only 4 apiece, but that's, I mean, 1,600. It's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick, yeah? Cool, yeah. Oh my god, I know about taxes. Okay, so we need to scrounge as much as we can. Nope. Oh, should we go to the mine first? Let's go to the mine first. How close are we to unlocking the bronze, though? Oh, we still have a ways to go. Okay. So let's go to the mine first and get some copper to make money as well. Long. And then we'll hit up the copper, and that way we'll have enough money to cover taxes and possibly buy some more of the other stuff that we need. Now we are going to wind up storing the meat temporarily in the resource storage. I know that's not where it goes, please don't crucify me for that. It's only because we don't have a food storage where we're going. And we're going to need all the inventory space we can get for the harvesting of the rocks. Speaking of rocks, let's grab 2, because we are going to need at least 1 more knife, probably 2. Let's grab 10 sticks and 4 rocks. 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Alright, that'll cover us for skinning implements as well. 2 should be enough for the doughs over here. I don't think we'll need more than that. We might if we take the other group on our way back, but we can always make them out of the rocks that we get out of the mine. Alright, I'm going to stop sprinting early this time so we don't have to wait for stamina to come back. Why are you already running? It's like they know. Nah. I don't like over-the-hill shots. It's too hard to tell where they're moving to. That was way too far in the ahead of it. I like how it just randomly sped up there and dodged my arrow. That was interesting. I like how they duck and dodge and weave now. It's freaking annoying when you're trying to shoot them, but it's kind of more realistic than them just running in straight lines like they used to. Yeah, I agree with the Hunter's Lodge. It's almost not worth having now. The only real reason that we have it is to make bows. Because we can make stone arrows at the smithy, but we cannot make bows at the smithy. And honestly, even though we still need the meat for the potage, it's not a huge deal for us to supplement the meat ourselves. Because they have such a dramatic increase in the amount of animals in the game now. I haven't checked the other map, So I don't know if those herds got any bigger or not, but I do know that the herds here are much, much bigger and more condensed than they were in the valley. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to supplement much easier that way. Alright, let me put these deer skulls in there, the fur, the meat, and we did get quite a bit of leather, which is always good. Alright, let's see about getting ourselves some copper. I think we'll probably have at least one more season change before we need to go after bronze, so I'm not going to worry about the tin this time either. But here in the near future, we're going to start doing tin. The herds in the valley are about the same. That's unfortunate. Like having the option not being forced to hunt if I don't want to. That's fair. And I don't know if how much of Season 2 you watch, Storm, but hunting has always been my lowest skill, because I'm not super fond of the quote-unquote combat in this game. It is one of my only real gripes. Like, sometimes it's fun for a change in pace, but it's not something that I want to do regularly. Like, hunting bandits is great when you're bored. Oh, you did watch Season 2? Yeah, so our hunting skill was only like level 6 by the end of that, and everything else was more or less maxed. Yeah. Well, that's how it used to be, but with the herd, like Jackie was saying, if the herds in the valley haven't changed that much, that's going to be dangerous with the nerf that they made to the hunting lodge. Because in those bigger villages, like we had 80-some people, I don't know that I could have pulled in enough meat to handle that without sacrificing other things, like the stuff that we were using to make money. You'd have to sacrifice something to supplement your meat income, because that's not going to be enough anymore. Also, you're not going to be able to get as much leather or feathers out of it. I think we still have a couple of does to nail on the way out. I don't remember if we got them all or not. Although we are getting dangerously low on arrows. The arrows break a lot more than they used to, too. Like, they used to break, but it wasn't super frequent. And now it seems like they break more often than they don't. I like that they're buffing prepared food for the next update. Oh, are they? As it is now, ingredients give more food than a potage. Right? Well, we might do the fishing hut then. And just make sure that we have an extra extractor for the, whoop, I gotta turn around. And just make sure that we have an extra extractor for the, well. Well, this whole area should be clear now. We got all 3 wolves, and the bears are despawned, so we're in business. I think if we start building a village down here that we need to despawn these wolves. I'm not going to do it now because they're a nice source of XP, but when we start living down here, I do not want them this close to the village. Alright, so we have quite a sizable amount of leather, too. We've burned more or less a whole day of the season, but that's not going to be a huge deal, because we did it to gather stuff that we need for money. So it wasn't a waste. Because I think when I was doing the video for the economy, the new economy, I believe that cherries were worth 20 apiece. I know we looked at it while we were in there. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to be a pretty solid investment for us as far as that goes. Okay, 52 is going to be 26 sticks. Wait, do I have any sticks? No, so 26 sticks. But I definitely want to see what we can do about pigs and donkeys. The donkey for travel reasons, the pig for manure reasons, that we don't have to keep rotting half of our food supply. Although we could, realistically, we might not need pigs. If we can get our food supply out of the fishing hut, we might be able to forego pigs completely and use the entirety of our cabbage crop for making fertilizer. That's an option. Because previously, the fishing hut wasn't worth the effort. But if it is now, I mean, it at least bears investigation. Because we need to grow something in the summer anyway. But if we can just grow a crap ton of cabbage just for the rot factor, then we can forgo the pigs entirely and not have to worry about an extra farmer that route. Farmer for. Although we would also lose out on the money that we get from when the pigs breed. Which, well, I guess with the animals being lowered in value, that's not that big of a deal either. Because we only get half of what you buy them for. And since they're no longer $1,600 a piece, they're only $600 a piece, then that means we're only going to get $300 for selling one. So, in the grand scheme of things, that'll work. Oh, Alex is going to be so upset. Because his whole empire worked on selling horses. And that's not going to be profitable at all now. There are some exceptions to that rule, but for the most part, it's truth. Businesses that over-diversify usually fail. Businesses that are specialized usually do much, much better. Because everything that you diversify into, you have to make new infrastructure and get new employees trained in new specialties to do successfully. So the less like your current form of business that your additions are, the more likely they are to not be as profitable. Now, and like I said, there are some notable exceptions, like GE is into everything, but they also didn't get that way overnight. And of course, anytime you make a generalization, there's always going to be an exception. Well, I think we'll get, at minimum, 2 full fields of flax done. I'm hoping that we can get 3. We'll see how it shakes out. It's going to depend mostly on coinage. So I think we have enough. I think he'll have enough seeds to cover 3 fields. I'm not sure if we'll have enough money to buy enough seeds to cover 3 fields. Because we're also going to have to buy some fertilizer. We're not going to have to buy most of what we already have, obviously. Like, the first 2 fields are going to be finished. But I don't think we have enough to get all the way through a 3rd field. And with our taxes being $500 a year, that's kind of rough this early in the game. We did it to ourselves. We built way too many infrastructure buildings way too quickly. Some of which we haven't even used yet, like the tailor. We really didn't need a tailor because we don't have any flax yet. So that could have waited, but it is what it is. We already have it, and it would be a waste to tear it down and rebuild it, so we're not going to. Assassin. You know, one of the books that I really enjoyed when I was younger, it's a book called Villains by Necessity by Eve Forward. And in it, one of the assassins, the assassin makes a joke about how half an assassin is just an ass. So, assassin kind of works. Also, that's a phenomenal book if you can find it. It's out of print, but it's a fantastic book. She caught a lot of flack for it because it was her first novel, but I enjoyed it immensely. Donkey McDonkey Face. Well, I plan to name the female donkey Geraldine. Don't ask about that story, but there is one. But the male donkey is the one that we're naming. Was kind of hoping that we would get to bronze before we planted this, because I really, really, really want a scythe for harvesting. You know what? We might see if we can buy a scythe or two. I don't know if they're for sale yet or at all, but we could check the tool vendors. It's entirely possible that we can buy one. Like naming pairs, male and female after couples, real or fictional. Jack and Jill. Yeah, fair. Fine. I think we are going to forego the pigs for now, though. I think we're going to try that building a fishing hut instead and see how that shakes out. My grandpa had a cat named C4 and a dog named D4. C for cat and D for dog. I had a cat named Cat, Jackie. When I was, I think I was like 20. I was in an apartment. It was my first place on my own. I guess I was 19 then. But I had a black cat named Cat. She was fun. I got her from a shelter, and kill shelter, and her original name was Chiffon, but she wouldn't answer to it, and I thought it was a stupid name for a cat. So I just started calling her Cat, and it got to the point where she would respond to Cat, so that became her name. So I had a cat named Cat. It was on her collar and at the vet and everything. Yeah, we were just looking at possible alternatives, Stephen, for pigs, since potage apparently isn't worth it. But, apparently you can get more food out of the materials that go into potage than you can out of the potage itself. Somebody was saying. So I was wondering if we do the fishing hut instead and just collect meat, since the hunting shed isn't worth it. If we can get by with just using the fields in the summer for the cabbage, just to convert into rot. Alright, so we can get this finished, then we can get the donkey shed up, and then we can go buy a donkey. We're going to hold off on the pigs and see if we can make that alternative plan work. As worst case scenario, it doesn't work out and we wind up buying pigs anyway. But for now, we might be able to. So we also still have to pay the taxes that I keep forgetting to. But that leaves us with 1,000 coins. I don't know if that's going to be enough for a donkey or not. I have a sneaking suspicion that it's going to be kind of close. But we have plenty of logs. We can always make some buckets to sell too. I don't remember how much donkeys used to cost, and I sure as shit don't know what they cost now. So, I mean, pigs were shaved down by 1,000 coins. They went from 1,600 to 600, so I'm hoping that it's a significant reduction. Somebody said that horses were about half, and they used to be 10k, so I'm assuming they're around 5k now. So I'm thinking donkeys are probably going to be a little bit less. Donkeys are only 600? Are you kidding me? I thought they were like 2,500 prior. I could be wrong on that, though. It's been a long time since we bought a donkey. Generally speaking, once you get horses, you ignore donkeys. Well, if they're only 600, then we're in good shape. I don't know if 400 is going to be enough to buy the large saddlebags. You might be wrong, but they're cheap. Okay. So we'll at least have enough for the donkey. I don't know that we're going to have enough for the saddlebags and the horseshoe and the saddle, though. That's the kicker. I don't even know where to buy them, because I remember the donkeys are for sale up there, but they don't have a donkey vendor anymore. So I don't know. We might have to check that general purpose guy. Or we might have to visit more than one. Like maybe a smithy for the horseshoes and a tailor for the saddle and bag. I don't know. We'll find them, though. We will find them. We get the double the resources because our farming level is high enough. So we also, this is how we get the ability to summon our horse instead of having to go get it. And it's where we get the horse can carry more, which is also useful. So we need our farming skill level up as high as possible, on top of we need it for the tech tree anyway. It can be cathartic, it really can. Especially after an absolute shit day at work. But it's not the most riveting gameplay for a stream, if you get me. That's why, generally, when we do the fields, that's when story time comes out, because there's not a lot else to do. My problem is, usually by the end of year 1, I already have a wife. So, this is the first time that I've had to I had to go pay the taxes myself, instead of just being able to send my wife. Because usually that's, you know, you wake up in spring and just have the wife do it. Why is it so red? Everything's so red. Alright, there we go. 3 full fields of flax at the beginning of year 2. That's a great place to be. Alright, so let's... The new economy being behind that far doesn't seem wise, right? Well, the donkeys are basically a 2-off purchase if you do it right, because then you can get a breeding pair and have them replenish themselves. So I don't know if raised taxes really calls it a wash. Curious, with the lower price of animals, would slaughtering for food be more viable than selling the animals? I don't know. Even if you only get 300 coins an animal, that's still 300 coins versus like 4 to 5 meat. I feel like it's going to be worth it to sell it. I like the village right outside the village. You can easily see it across the river. Ah, the NPCs are scaring all the birds off. You guys are assholes. Hey. Buy my 23 buckets. I don't know what you're going to do with them, but they're your problem now. Alright, do you have any horseshoes? You do! For 300. I'll take it. You have a longbow now. You didn't used to. You have recurve bows now! Alright, I know that's probably going to screw us, but we're going to buy an extra recurve because we're almost halfway through this one. She didn't have those when we looked last time. So I am super happy about that. Could you not climb on the walls when I'm trying to pay my damn taxes? Oh, it's this asshole. Can we just, I don't know, push him off? We have a ridiculous amount of meat in storage at this point, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook a bunch of it for the production XP. Yeah. Yeah, we do. So 400 times 7 is going to give us 2,800? That's 2,800 coins worth of meat, I believe. Well, half of that realistically because of the... Yeah, it's worth 8 default. So we're probably going to wind up with about half of that. How do you do? Okay, so if we just sell you all of this... Well, there's 1,600. So the saddle we're going to have to buy. Otherwise, it's completely useless. And that gives us 1,000. So that's not quite enough for the large saddlebag and the donkey. So we're just going to go with the saddle for now. And we'll come back for that. We could always sell some more meat, because we're going to get a whole crap ton more meat again at the season change. But for now, we're just going to go with that. Unfortunately, it is that time of the night, guys, so we're going to have to buy the donkey next time. And I don't even think we're going back to the village. I think we're going to come up this way and save. But it is that time of the night, so we have our goal set already started for next episode. We are going to go ahead and finish up there to finish the quest, to purchase the donkey, and then do the season change so that we can sell the flax, sell the... well, we'll go on a copper run and sell that as well, and get some more hunting done. But, yeah, we did accomplish quite a bit this time. I'm very happy with that. We got our donkey stable up. We got the flax completely planted, all 3 fields. We're over halfway done with the cherries, which is awesome. So, yeah. You enjoyed this stream? Well, thank you, Storm. I enjoyed having you here. You guys are always super awesome and interactive, and I love it. But, yeah. If you guys learned anything useful tonight, or if you had a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, you guys have a fantastic rest of your night, and we will catch you on Wednesday. Thanks for watching.